Hey Divers, and welcome back to another Dad 2000 video and another ranking video. Junior's here with me, but he's leaving right now.
I haven't finished X-Men 97.
Yes, today I'm ranking every episode, all 10 episodes of X-Men 97 today. Junior is currently watching it. He's on episode 2. He finished the first 2 episodes, and he's leaving. Bye, Junior.
Bye.
Did you close the door? Okay. So, this is a spoiler warning. If you have not seen X-Men 97, I will be spoiling. That's why I kicked Junior out of the room, because he is currently watching it. I do not want to spoil anything for him, because there are some huge stuff that happens in this show. And I can't believe some of the stuff they go for in this show. This show is by far the best Marvel show on Disney Plus right now. It was amazing. I can't wait for season 2. And I wanted to talk X-Men 97 because, I don't know, I want everyone to know about the show and know how good it is. So I'm doing 2 rankings. I'm doing all the episodes ranked, which you're currently watching this video right now. Thank you so much. And the next video is going to be all the characters ranked. So, like, main characters from X-Men 97 are going to be ranked in the next video after this, which is going to be, I already said it. So, yeah, let's get started with this. Now, I do think this is one of the best shows. There are some weaker episodes. I think there's only, like, one really and, like, kind of, like, I gave the number 10 spot on here, like, a 6 out of 10. I thought it was, like, it was fine. It wasn't my favorite. Other than that, I think all the rest of them are pretty good, and I would highly recommend this show. Alright, coming in at number 10, I have Life and Death Part 2. So this is episode 6 of the show. So they literally did the big, huge episode 5, one of the best episodes of the show. You'll see where I put that later on in this ranking. And then after that, you go to this, like, kind of bland story. I don't really like the story with Forge and Storm. It's fine, but, like, it's not something I, like, prefer to watch. It was, like, fine seeing Storm trying to get her powers. She gets a new suit and everything like that, but, like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of, like, slow, and then you get to see Professor X on his other planet and stuff, just, like, trying to, like, get married with, like, a bird person or something like that. I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird. You get, like, some cool cameos, like Ronan and everything. But, yeah, I just think something about this episode just didn't sit right with me, and it was like, it was just fine. Coming out at number 9, I have Motendo and Life and Death Part 1. And this is episode 4 of the show. And everyone says this is their least favorite episode. I have fun with the Motendo part. Now, this episode is split into half, so there's, like, half of this episode is about this video game thing, Motendo and everything, and then Life and Death Part 1 is basically the story of Forge and Storm, the beginning of it. So, I have fun with the Motendo stuff. I know everyone said the video game stuff didn't work for them. I had fun with it. I like to see this Jubilee get more of a character development in this episode. I like to see that. And I think seeing her future self in that game was really cool. And I just really like that part. I thought it was just fun. Of course it's not the best because there's like so many awesome parts in the show. And this is definitely not one of them. Like the video game stuff, you kind of forget about it. But I don't know. It's just like a fun, lighthearted part. And then Life and Death is just kind of the same thing of Life and Death Part 2 that I just talked about. But, you know, it's okay. I don't really like the Storm and Forge stuff as much in this, like, part of the show. But it's only, like, a little part of the show, of the grand scheme of how awesome this show is. So, now everything else is, like, amazing. I thought the 4th episode was, like, a 7. It was good. The rest of these are, like, 8.5s to 10s. They're really good. I think 8 through 1, amazing. Just amazing peak episodes of this show. Coming in at number 8, I have Mutant Liberation Begins. So this is episode 2 of the show, and you get to see Magneto front and center, leading the X-Men and all of that. And it's very interesting. You get to see Storm lose her powers in this episode, and you get to have the birth of Nathan in this episode from Jean, and then you get the amazing cliffhanger at the end of this season where there's two Jeans at the end of the episodes, and you're like, wait, what? That really got the hook on me of the show, was that cliffhanger in episode 2. I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. So, yeah, very good episode. It's on my weaker side of the list. It's because, I don't know, something about it kind of feels slow at the beginning, but other than that, it's still amazing. Coming at number 7, though, I have, To Me, My X-Men. So this is episode 1 of the show, and it's a perfect introduction of this show. It does the classic Alberto, or Sunspot, later in the show. He gets captured, Cyclops saves him, and then you get to see all the X-Men, and then they fight. There's a really cool fight with Wolverine, and then Gambit charges up Wolverine with the claws and everything. That's awesome. You get the Cyclops landing in this episode where he just beams the ground and then he lands so coolly. That's amazing scene, and it does a really good job of hooking you into the show by that. So I think it's just a fun, good introduction episode. Alright, coming in at number 6, I have Fire Made Flesh. So this is episode 3 of the show, where you get to see the follow-up of the cliffhanger from episode 2 with two Jeans. Now, Junior thinks it's Mystique. I thought it was Mystique too, but really, it's way cooler. You get to see Mr. Sinister for the first time in the show, and you get to see Goblin Queen, which is awesome, and you get to see this evil Jean, which is awesome. And then, this episode does play like a horror episode where creepy stuff is just happening in the mansion at that point. It's just really cool. And then you get to see all these characters and everything. And then Bishop, this is the last time we see Bishop until episode 10, and he takes Nathan to the other side. So it is really good. I really like this episode, and yeah. Alright, coming in at number 5. Now these are best of the best episodes. Coming in at number 5, I have Bright Eyes. Now this is episode 7 of the show, and I think this episode is really good. You get to see Rogue really pop off in this episode with you get to see the ramifications of what happened to Genosha, the Battle of Genosha in episode 5, and you get to see the funeral of Gambit and everything like that, and you get a cool cameo from Captain America in this episode. Rogue breaks the rule of the X-Men to not to kill someone, even though the person was a human sentinel. But you just see Rogue's trying to deal with this, but she can't. It's just so powerful stuff in this episode. It's just really, really good. Alright, coming in at number 4, I have Tolerance is Execution Part 2. So this is episode 9 of the show. So if you don't know, the final 3 episodes of the show is a 3-parter finale, which is awesome. I think part 2 is the weakest of this 3-part finale, but that does not take away anything from this. You get to see Magneto become a villain and basically lifting a rock into the air, and then some of the X-Men join Magneto, and it's just really, really cool. You also get the amazing cliffhanger shot at the end where Wolverine, all the adamantium from his body gets ripped out of him, and you just get that amazing shot, and it was awesome. I was speechless when that happened. I was so hooked. I was like, holy crap. And you think Magneto's dead because Wolverine just stabs him, and then Wolverine gets the worst end of that. But it's just so really good. You get Cable on the team again. I mean, for the in the suit and everything, they get different new suits. I do think Cyclops' suit is way worse. I like the hair look, and then in the new season, in that episode he gets like the full thing. It's kind of weird. Jean suit's not the best. I think Wolverine's is cool. There's a lot of cool ones. Some of them are good, and some of them are bad. But like this episode was really good. Coming out number 3, I have Tolerance is Execution Part 1. So this is the first part of this 3-part finale, and I think this is really good. You get to see Rogue passed out for this episode, and then you get to see, I forgot this, like Bastion is in this episode. You get to see all his human sentinels starting to work and like go out into the world and start defeating people and everything. You get amazing cameos. You get Spider-Man in this episode, which is awesome. And then you get that amazing fight with Wolverine and Nightcrawler fighting the human sentinels in the mansion, and it's just awesome, and it was really cool action sequence and everything. So this episode is really, really good. And then you also get people say Magneto was right and shuts down the entire world with all the electricity in the world, which was amazing. Alright, coming out number 2, I have Tolerance is Execution Part 3. This is episode 10 of the series. I forgot to mention the last one was episode 8, but this is the season finale for X-Men 97, and they do not disappoint in this episode. It is so good. You get to see all these characters have their moments. You get to see Cyclops and Jean have their last moment with Cable. You get to see so much. You get to see Wolverine doesn't get as much screen time. He's trying to recover. We don't know what happens to him because there's a huge cliffhanger where half of the X-Men gets sent to the past and the other half got sent to the future. And it says to be continued, which I cannot wait for season 2. And then you get Apocalypse at the end of this, and then it's going to revive Gambit at the end, which is sick. I can't wait to see that. But you get to see the relationship between Professor X and Magneto in this episode, trying to work out stuff and Professor X is trying to turn Magneto good. You get to see Bastion full Sentinel armor and everything, which is sick, and he's such a good villain in this show. And it's just a really, really good finale. But coming in at number 1, I have Remember It. This is episode 5 of the show, and I just think this is the best episode. You get to see so much screen time of Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit. It is heavy that, and it's like they go to Genosha, and then you got Cyclops popping off on the human race like they didn't do anything, which was awesome. You get to see the Battle of Genosha, where this big robot sentinel comes down and starts destroying everyone. And then you get the sacrifice of Magneto, which we all know he did not die. And then you get the real sacrifice of Gambit. I've watched that scene like a couple times now, and it gives me chills watching that because it's just so good. And they really did have the guts to go dark in this show, and I'm so glad they did because it makes it so compelling. The death of Gambit makes the stakes so much higher in the show. You're like, crap, then that means like anyone could die at this point. So very, very good episode. I still think this is my favorite episode of the show, so that's why it comes in at number 1. What do you guys think of my ranking? Down below in the comment section. And if you have seen X-Men 97, what if you guys think of the show down below in the comment section? I think it's one of the best shows on Disney Plus right now, so go check it out if you haven't. If you just got spoiled by everything, sorry about that, but I'll check you guys on another Depth 2000 video and another ranking video and another X-Men 97 video. Goodbye, Nevers.